What up guys, Eric here from Race and Ram Fam, and today is part 2 on how to rebuild your LSD in your 04 to 06 Ram SRT10. So now we got my tranny table out and we got the differential on here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a tool, because you actually have to compress those clutches to spin the gears to get the clutches out and replace them. So what we're going to do with that is, actually I have these body bolts here that we're going to use because that's what I used to rebuild my other LSD and my other truck, but some of the stuff doesn't fit, so I'm going to show you guys how to build a tool to compress these clutches down so you can get them out. Alright guys, so what I'm talking about compressing is you literally, these gears, these spider gears right here, you have to like compress them. So you have to squeeze this side and you have to squeeze this side, if you guys can see in there. Alright, what I'm talking about actually compressing is you have to compress this gear right here this way, and you have to compress this gear in here that way, and you got to spin this whole thing and get these side gears out so you can get these clutch packs, which are right here. So like right here, to get these out. So we're going to show you how to build a tool using these body bolts coming through this way, nuts on the inside, and squeezing this one and squeezing this one. Alright, so we got my nuts and bolts here. You see I have like, these are cut to length. I'm pretty sure these are probably 12 mil bolts. So you see how this goes in here. See, this one's not going to work, so that's why I got the other one too. So you see how right there, so we're going to have to trim that one a little bit because the other one's got to come through too. So we got to find a washer or something to come in here that's circular and that's going to fit in here. I'll bring my millions of washers over. Find something big enough that it's not going to go down the hole. Ooh, that one fits perfectly. So I got these washers right here. So I'm going to double them up because this does put a ton of pressure on them, as you guys can see right here how bent this washer is. You have to crank these things down to get this to work. Alright, we cut our bolts down, and if you guys can see how that's poking out in there, that's probably where you want it, because you don't want them running into each other. So that's actually pretty close. I'm actually going to grind this guy down a little bit more. You guys can see a little better, so we got done cutting these bolts down, grinding them down. As you guys can see how far away they are from each other. You need to be able to get your nut in on both sides to compress those gears down. I went ahead and tack welded these washers together. You definitely don't need to tack weld them. You can just throw them in, but it's a lot easier to have them held together than it is to hold them up here and try to start that bolt. So we're going to start with this side, and we're going to throw that in there. Then we're going to throw our washer in there. You see how that fits in there nicely. Then we're going to start nut here. Maybe. Got that one started, then we'll put the other one on the other side. We'll get the other one started on the other side, throw the bolts in, throw my custom welded washer in. Alright, so now that we got both the bolts started on each side, so how we're going to do this is what I found out with my other LSD and getting these out. The easiest way of doing this, the first thing we're going to do is crank them both down. So we'll do that right now. So now that we got both of them cranked down, we should be able to get, yep, we got a little smack and play on these guys. So now we're going to sneak those thrust washers out from behind these guys right here. So we're going to take a flathead, I think. Yep. There we go. Then we're going to take a magnet. There's one of our thrust washers that go behind that one, so now we got to get the upper one. So I just take my screwdriver and kind of poke it on the back side of the gear to get it started. And then I'm going to take my magnet. And then we got another thrust washer. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to leave one of these cranked down and we're going to loosen the other one so it's just snug. It's not super tight because that way it compresses one really hard and it's holding the other one so it doesn't blow up. And then we can spin these inner gears to get them out. So you gotta leave one somewhat, it's not loose but not tight, but it is tight. You'll have a flip. So crank it down or undo it and then give it a couple turns and then it's not gonna come out nicely. So this one's cranked down, so this one's not gonna move. This upper one, we should be able to get it to move. So we're gonna take a rubber mallet and we're gonna gently persuade the gears to move. Oh, there we go, it's starting to move. So what I'm doing is on this upper gear, so what we're doing right now is on the one side we're compressing the living crap out of the clutch packs. And then on this side we're just holding it so it doesn't blow off. And what I'm doing with my hammer is I'm taking my rubber mallet and I'm actually hitting the gear, upper gear to spin these gears out the side. Back to beating it. Alright, so that's working pretty good. So what I'm doing is I'm just hitting the actual side spider gears and it's turning it pretty good. So I'm gonna, I hope you guys understand, but I'm gonna put this like this and beat the little crap out of it quick. There's the other one. Yay! So that worked pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to back our bolts off. Maybe. There's our nut. There's probably the washer. Let's do the other side. Nut. Special tools out of the way. I don't even have to stick your finger up. Okay. I thought I could finesse this out. Here's our clutch pack, so you can see they're all burnt up. All these ridges are flattened out where they're supposed to be popping up, but they're all flattened out. Oh, you can get the gears out. And our clips fall out. Alright, so now that we got everything apart, we have a differential case with nothing in it. So you guys can see, you see those indents right there, that little half moon, that's where the clips go. Then the clutches sit right in there. If you guys can see, you probably can't because I was just aiming at the bearing. That's what the clutches hold on to. You can take a look at your bearings. My bearings look all good. But really get a look at these old used clutches. You guys can see all the heat marks on them from all the burnouts that this truck has been through. That one's the spring washer and the rest of them's actually the clutches. And then there's the old gears, which there's nothing really wrong with the old gears. It's just, well, there's a couple teeth missing out of them. As you guys can see, there's a couple teeth missing out of them. But yeah, that tool works pretty good. So here's all our new stuff, of course. So now we're gonna throw this thing we're gonna clean the casing first, and then we're gonna throw this thing all back together with all its brand new parts and clutches. Alright you guys, you can see all these clutches are band together here. You can see one has a rough mark and one has a smooth one. This is actually the spring clutch underneath, and this will go towards the gear like this. So you want that smooth clutch to go towards the back of the spider gear, and then you want the rough clutch to go towards the case itself. So we're going to whip these out and we're going to start putting this all back together. You guys see all these clutches, you can see it goes straight cut, round cut, straight cut, round cut, straight cut, round cut, straight cut, round cut. Oh wow. Straight cut, round cut, spring clutch. And then you can see all these dimples again. Those go into the locks that go in on the sides. So those will go like that. That holds the actual straight cut clutches to the case, and then the round clutches go to the spider gear. Just like in an automatic transmission, if any of you guys know what that does. Lined up, but now we got to crank both of them down so we can sneak those shims in to the behind of the side of these two. So these go back here. Alright, so it's all back together in one piece with a lot of pounding, a lot of tightening, and a lot of patience to get these spider gears and clutch packs and clips and shims replaced. But there's all the old stuff right there. So it's all back together and it's ready to go back into the truck. But I think we're going to call this part 2. And we're going to do one more part, putting it all back together and replacing the axle seals. If you guys want to know how to take that differential apart, I already made a video called Limited Slip Differential Part 1, which will show you how to take that differential apart to get this limited slip out of it. But thank you guys for watching. Comment, subscribe, and as always, keep it boosting. We'll see you guys next time with Turbo SRT10.